Let me ask you something. How many times have you cleaned your stainless steel refrigerator, stepped back to admire your work, and then immediately spotted 3 new fingerprints, a greasy smear, and a streak that somehow looks worse than before you started? If you just nodded your head, you are not alone. In fact, I think stainless steel appliances might be one of the biggest lies ever sold to the American homeowner. They look absolutely gorgeous in the showroom, sleek, modern, beautiful. You bring them home, you install them, and for about 48 hours, your kitchen looks like something out of a magazine. And then real life happens. Someone opens the refrigerator, someone touches the dishwasher, someone bumps into the oven, and suddenly those stunning, shiny surfaces become a fingerprint museum. You try to wipe them down, but here's what happens, and tell me if this sounds familiar. You grab a paper towel and some all-purpose cleaner, you spray and wipe, and instead of a clean surface, you now have a streaky, hazy, cloudy mess that somehow looks even worse. So you spray again, you wipe again. Now you've got a different kind of streaky, hazy, cloudy mess. You try a different cloth, you try more cleaner, you try less cleaner, and 45 minutes later, you're standing in your kitchen feeling defeated by a refrigerator. I know this feeling because I've lived it, and for a long time, I assumed the answer was to buy one of those fancy specialty stainless steel cleaners from the store, the ones that come in an aerosol can and cost $12 or $15 for a tiny bottle. And sure, some of them work okay, but they run out fast, they smell strange, and half the time they leave their own kind of residue behind. So what's the real solution? I'm going to show you today, and it costs about $6 total, most of which you may already have at home. We are going to get your stainless steel appliances genuinely clean, genuinely streak-free, and genuinely gleaming, mirror shine, no exaggeration, using the simplest, safest method I have ever found. And once you learn this, you will never go back to struggling with stainless steel again. But before we get into the steps, let me explain why stainless steel is such a pain to clean in the first place, because once you understand the problem, the solution is going to make complete and perfect sense. Here's something most people don't know about stainless steel. It has a grain. Just like wood has a grain that runs in one direction, stainless steel surfaces have microscopic lines, called the brushed grain, that run either horizontally or vertically across the surface. You can actually see this if you look closely at your refrigerator door. Notice those very fine, almost parallel lines? That's the grain. Now, when you clean stainless steel in random circular motions, which is what most of us instinctively do, you are actually pushing dirt, oil, and cleaning product residue directly into those tiny grooves at an angle, rather than out of them. And that is the #1 reason you end up with streaks. You're not cleaning the grain, you're fighting against it. The second issue is the type of cleaning product most people reach for. All-purpose sprays and even many dish soap contain ingredients that leave a thin film behind on the surface. That film doesn't show up immediately, but the moment light hits it, natural light, kitchen light, any light, it shows up as a haze or a streak. And then when you try to buff it out, you spread it further. It's a frustrating cycle that most people don't even realize they've gotten into. The third problem is moisture. Stainless steel and standing moisture are not friends. If you clean with a wet cloth and then let the surface air dry, the water itself leaves mineral deposits behind. These show up as water spots or a dull, cloudy finish. You have to dry the surface completely and quickly after cleaning. So to summarize the 3 enemies of clean stainless steel: cleaning against the grain, using the wrong products, and letting moisture sit. And our method today addresses every single one of those problems, one step at a time. Now, let's talk about what you need, and I think you are going to be very pleasantly surprised by how simple and affordable this list is. Let's go through everything before we start, so you can gather it all together and have it ready. The last thing you want is to be mid-clean with wet hands searching through your cabinet for something. The first thing you need is plain rubbing alcohol. This is isopropyl alcohol, the standard 70% concentration that you find in any drugstore, grocery store, or big box store like Walmart or Target. A large bottle typically costs about $2 to $3. If you have any at home already, even better. This is going to be the star of the show, and I'll explain exactly why in just a moment. The second thing you need is a few drops of baby oil or mineral oil. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oil on a stainless steel surface? Won't that make it worse? And I completely understand that reaction, but here's the part most people miss. A tiny, tiny amount of mineral oil applied the right way does something remarkable to stainless steel. It fills in those microscopic grain grooves, repels future fingerprints and smudges, and creates that mirror shine finish that looks absolutely stunning. And because you're using such a small amount, it doesn't make the surface feel oily or greasy at all. Baby oil is inexpensive and gentle, and it works perfectly. A small bottle costs about $2 to $3 and will last you months of cleanings. The third thing you need is 2 clean microfiber cloths. This is very important. Microfiber, not paper towels, not regular cotton rags. Paper towels are actually slightly abrasive and can cause microscopic scratches on stainless steel over time. They also tend to leave behind small fibers and lint. A good microfiber cloth, on the other hand, is incredibly gentle and picks up oil and residue without leaving anything behind. You can find a pack of microfiber cloths at any dollar store, Target, or Walmart for just a few dollars, and they're reusable and washable, so they last a very long time. And that is genuinely the entire supply list: rubbing alcohol, a drop or two of baby oil, and 2 clean microfiber cloths. Total cost, if you're buying everything fresh, around $6. And if you've got rubbing alcohol and microfiber cloths at home, this method is essentially free. All right, let's get into the actual process. And remember, I'm going to walk you through this slowly and clearly, one step at a time. And I'm going to explain exactly why each step works. So even if you're new to this, you're going to feel completely confident. Step-by-step process. Step 1. Find the grain of your appliance. Before you touch the surface with anything, take 30 seconds to identify which direction the grain runs on your appliance. As I mentioned earlier, stainless steel has a brushed grain, those fine parallel lines that run across the surface. Stand close to your refrigerator door, your dishwasher panel, or whatever appliance you're starting with, and look at it at a slight angle. You should be able to see those fine lines. On most American refrigerators and dishwashers, the grain runs horizontally, meaning the lines go left to right. But on some appliances, especially narrower panels or certain brands, the grain runs vertically, top to bottom. Take a moment to confirm the direction on each appliance, because it may vary. And this step, identifying the grain before you clean, is the single most important thing you can do to avoid streaks. Once you clean with the grain, everything changes. Step 2. Do a dry pre-wipe. Take one of your microfiber cloths, completely dry, nothing on it, and do a quick wipe down of the entire surface following the grain direction. If the grain goes left to right, you're moving your cloth left to right in long, smooth strokes. If it goes top to bottom, you're moving top to bottom. This dry pre-wipe does 2 things. First, it removes any loose surface dust, crumbs, or dry particles that might scratch the surface if they get dragged around during the wet cleaning stage. Second, it gives you a chance to feel the surface and see just how much residue and buildup you're actually dealing with. You might be surprised. Even appliances that look relatively clean to the eye will have a sticky, slightly grimy feel to the cloth after this step. That's all the invisible cooking grease and dust that accumulates over time. And that's exactly what we're about to remove. Step 3. Apply the rubbing alcohol. Now take your second clean microfiber cloth and pour a small amount of rubbing alcohol directly onto it. You don't need to soak the cloth, just dampen a section of it. The cloth should feel wet but not dripping. Here's why rubbing alcohol is so perfect for stainless steel. It's a powerful degreaser, which means it breaks down oil, cooking grease, and fingerprint residue on contact. And more importantly, it evaporates almost instantly. This is the key that most people don't know. Because it evaporates so quickly, it doesn't have time to leave a residue behind or cause water spots. It cleans and then essentially disappears, leaving nothing on the surface except clean metal. Now, using firm but gentle strokes and always following the grain direction, wipe down the entire surface of the appliance. Work in sections if you have a large refrigerator. Do the left door, then the right door, then the freezer drawer, whatever the layout is. Just work systematically so you don't miss any area. As you wipe, you will see the cloth picking up residue. It may look yellowish or grayish on the cloth. That is the grease, dust, and old product buildup coming right off the surface. Keep going, folding the cloth to a clean section as it gets dirty until you've covered the entire appliance. Now stand back and look. Even at this stage, before we've done the oil step, your appliance is probably looking significantly better. The cloudiness is gone, the greasy fingerprints are gone, the surface should look clean and bright already. But we're not done yet, because the best part is still coming. Step 4. Let it dry completely. This step takes about 60 seconds and it's non-negotiable. After the rubbing alcohol wipe, simply wait for the surface to dry completely before moving on. Since rubbing alcohol evaporates so quickly, you usually only need to wait about a minute, sometimes less. You can gently wave your hand near the surface or watch for the slight wet sheen to disappear. Why does this matter? Because the next step involves applying the oil, and you want to apply it to a completely dry, clean surface. If there's any moisture remaining when you apply the oil, it can trap that moisture underneath and create a hazy look. 60 seconds of patience here makes the final result dramatically better. Step 5. Apply the baby oil for the mirror shine. And here is the step that takes everything from clean to absolutely stunning. Take your first microfiber cloth, the one you used for the dry pre-wipe, which should still be clean and dry, and put just 2 or 3 drops of baby oil onto it. That's it, 2 or 3 drops. I know it seems like almost nothing, but trust me, on a standard refrigerator door, that is exactly the right amount. More than that, and you risk making the surface feel slick. Now, using the same grain-following technique, long, smooth strokes in the direction of the grain, buff that tiny amount of oil into the surface of the appliance. Use gentle, even pressure and work in sections. You'll notice that the oil spreads much further than you'd expect from just 2 or 3 drops. A little truly goes a very long way. As you buff, watch what happens to the surface. The stainless steel is going to start to glow. I mean that almost literally. It catches the light differently. It goes from looking clean and flat to looking rich, deep, and reflective. This is because the oil is filling in and smoothing those microscopic grain grooves, creating a more even, light reflective surface. It's the same principle behind why wood looks so much more beautiful after you apply a conditioning oil. The grain comes alive and the depth appears. Keep buffing until the entire surface has been treated. Then go back over it one more time with a clean, dry section of the microfiber cloth, still following the grain, using lighter pressure. This final buff removes any excess oil and ensures the finish is uniform and streak-free. Step 6. The final inspection. Step back. Take a good look at your appliance from a few different angles. Let the light hit it from the side. Look straight at it, stand a few feet back. If you followed each step carefully, grain direction, rubbing alcohol, dry time, light oil application, final buff, what you should be seeing right now is genuinely remarkable. A surface that is clean, bright, and reflective. A surface that looks like it was just installed. No streaks, no haze, no fingerprint smudges. Just beautiful, gleaming stainless steel. Go ahead and touch it. Put a fingerprint on it deliberately. And now notice something interesting. It wipes off far more easily than it ever did before. That's the oil doing its job. It creates a very slight protective layer on the surface that makes future smudges and fingerprints much easier to remove. Your appliance is not just cleaner, it's actually easier to maintain going forward. If you spot any streaks during your inspection, those are almost always caused by one of 2 things. Either a little too much oil was applied, or it wasn't buffed out thoroughly enough. Both are easy fixes. Just take a clean, dry section of your microfiber cloth and buff those areas a little more with the grain. Final results. Let's talk about what this method actually delivers, because I want to be completely honest with you. This is not a magic trick. It's not going to make a scratched or dented appliance look brand new. Nothing will do that short of replacing the panels. But what it absolutely will do is take an appliance that looks dull, streaky, fingerprint covered, and generally tired, and transform it into something that genuinely shines. The kind of shine where guests notice. The kind where you walk into your kitchen in the morning, the sunlight hits the refrigerator, and you think, my kitchen looks really good. I've used this method on refrigerators, dishwashers, ovens, microwaves, range hoods, and even stainless steel sinks. It works beautifully on all of them. The results on a large double-door refrigerator are especially satisfying because the surface area gives you so much to work with, and the transformation from streaky and cloudy to mirror bright is really something to see. The entire process, from first wipe to final inspection, takes about 15 minutes for a full-size refrigerator. For a dishwasher panel, 5 minutes. For an oven door, about 8. These are small investments of time for a result that makes your entire kitchen feel cleaner and more put together. And perhaps the most satisfying part, the results last. Because the oil provides a light protective coating, you're not going to be doing this every day or even every week. Most people find that a full treatment like this, done once a month, keeps their stainless steel looking excellent consistently. In between full treatments, a quick wipe with a barely damp microfiber cloth is usually all you need.
Maintenance tips are everything. Now that you know how to get that beautiful mirror shine, let's make sure it stays that way as long as possible. A few simple habits make an enormous difference. First, keep a dedicated dry microfiber cloth hanging somewhere accessible in your kitchen, on a hook near the refrigerator, inside a cabinet door, wherever is convenient for you. Make it a habit to do a quick wipe down of your stainless steel appliances 2 or 3 times a week. Just 30 seconds of wiping with the grain using a dry cloth picks up fresh fingerprints and light dust before they have a chance to build up into something harder to remove. Second, never use the abrasive side of a sponge on stainless steel. I know it's tempting when there's something stubborn stuck to the surface, but that rough green or gray scrubbing side can leave micro scratches that dull the finish permanently over time. If you have something sticky or dried on, dampen a corner of your microfiber cloth with a little rubbing alcohol and let it sit on the spot for 30 seconds to soften it before wiping. That gentle approach handles even the toughest spots without causing any damage. Third, be careful about what other cleaning products come into contact with your stainless steel. Bleach-based cleaners, for instance, can actually cause permanent discoloration on stainless steel surfaces. If you're cleaning your countertops or nearby surfaces with a bleach spray, just be mindful not to let it drip or splash onto the appliance doors. The same goes for oven cleaners, very powerful stuff that should stay inside the oven and nowhere near the exterior stainless steel. Fourth, once every 2 to 4 weeks, do the full treatment again. Rubbing alcohol wipe to clean, followed by the light baby oil buff to protect and shine. Think of it like a mini spa treatment for your kitchen. It takes 15 minutes, it costs practically nothing, and it keeps everything looking consistently beautiful. And here's a little bonus tip that people love. If you ever have company coming over and you want your kitchen to look its absolute best on short notice, this method is your secret weapon. 15 minutes and a $6 investment, and your kitchen genuinely looks showroom ready. People will walk in and compliment your kitchen, and you'll know exactly why. Well, there you have it, my friends. The $6 solution to stainless steel streaks. Rubbing alcohol, a drop of baby oil, and 2 microfiber cloths, and a simple technique that works with the grain instead of against it. That is truly all it takes to go from frustrating, cloudy, streaky stainless steel to a beautiful mirror shine finish that you're genuinely proud of. I really hope this video gave you that aha moment, the one where something that's been frustrating you for a long time suddenly clicks into place and feels completely manageable, because that's what this channel is all about. Not complicated, expensive, or exhausting cleaning routines, just smart, simple methods that actually work, explained clearly so that anyone can do them with confidence. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried cleaning stainless steel with rubbing alcohol and oil before, or is this a completely new approach for you?
How bad was the buildup on your appliances before you started? And after you try this, come back and let me know how it went. I genuinely love reading your comments and hearing your results. Leave a comment down below and tell me which appliance you're starting with. I'll be right there reading along. If this video helped you today, please give it a thumbs up. It only takes a second and it truly helps more people find this content, which means more people get to stop fighting with their stainless steel and start enjoying their kitchens. And if you have a friend or family member who is always complaining about streaky stainless steel, share this video with them. It might just be the best thing you do for them this week. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you join this community. Hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss a new video. I post new cleaning tips, home care guides, and household hacks every single week, all designed to be simple, affordable, and genuinely effective. No gimmicks, no expensive products, and no complicated steps, just real methods that real people can use in their real homes. And speaking of which, next week I have a video coming that I know you are going to want to see. We are tackling hard water stains. You know those white, crusty mineral deposits that build up around your faucets, on your shower head, inside your toilet bowl, and around your sink? The ones that seem practically cemented in place and laugh at regular cleaning products? I'm going to show you exactly how to dissolve them completely using something that is sitting in most American kitchens right now. No scrubbing, no harsh chemicals, and results that will genuinely shock you. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that one. It's going to be a good one. Thank you so much for being here today. It means everything to me that you spent time watching, and I hope you walk away feeling equipped and excited to try this. Now go find those microfiber cloths, grab that rubbing alcohol, and show your refrigerator who's boss. I'll see you in the next video. Take good care.